Welcome back to Sunnyside Speed Shop, and in this episode, we're going to do some bead rolling. So this is just a cheapy Summit Racing brand bead roller that I picked up. I was going to go all Eastwood, but the bead roller from Eastwood was on back order at the time, so I got this one from Summit, which is essentially the same. And then I bought the Eastwood bead rolling drive system, which converts it from a manual crank to power. Comes with a foot pedal. Step on that. Pretty awesome. Has forward, reverse, variable speed control. It's awesome. Got a piece of 18 gauge sheet metal scrap here. Look how flimsy that is. I'm going to throw a bead in that and show you how much it stiffens it up. So this is kind of why we bead roll stuff. Am I going to be able to do this? Let's try. Let's put a quick little step in there. See how much more rigid that is? That's the reason that we put bead rolls and stuff in floor pans and firewalls and stuff like that. It's not just for the looks, it's for the strength. It takes a flimsy piece of sheet metal and it gives it a lot more rigidity. So you're not going to have an oil canny, crappy floor in your car. This is the bead that I like to do. I like to do just a simple step bead. You can see that. Just a little step down instead of an actual bead roll. You can get different dies for these things, like this size bead if you want. Those go together. Smash that bead into the metal, basically. But I like this guy. It just gives me that simple step. It just looks so much cleaner and cooler. But I'm not doing any X's or crazy stuff. I'm just getting a nice little bead roll design. Same thing I did on my Roadster. Turned out great. So I'm just kind of mocking this up just so I can playing with it to make sure I got my bead going the right direction. Because I want it to step down from the outside. And it looks like I got it set correctly. That. Perfect. All right, cool. So now that's set. Got my dies set up the way that I want it. Now we got to start talking about pattern making. Well, this is the skeleton of my floor that I'm trying to cover. Off camera, I already made this pattern for just this center. Not just to fill the shape with flat sheet metal, not to actually bead roll anything. But at least I got the general shape down. And I got to transfer that. Just got some cheapy Amazon magnets. Kind of set that where I want it. Trace it out and then cut it out. All right, before I start drawing on the sheet metal, I like to clean it because this has got like oil and stuff on it from the manufacturing process, the cold rolling process. And the reason I do that is because if you don't, it just destroys your Sharpies like instantly. These things just clog up and get oil and crap on them and then they don't work. So don't want to do that. This is what I'm using to cut the pattern out. Just some electric metal shears. This happens to be Eastwood brand. There's many brands out there. But it's just this little nibbler. Pretty cool. It's gonna, when it cuts, it's gonna leave a little string of metal when it cuts it out. You'll see. Some people also call these nibblers because they kind of nibble. So first, let me just cut this straight across. Cutting straight lines with that tool is very, very easy. It's very easy to control. You just line up that shear with your line and just bring it straight up. It's so easy. The only where it's messed up is like where I started. They come off the side and then come into my cut. So right here is a little off. No big deal. I'll tune that up. Same thing over here. Kind of have to start at an angle and then get into my line. But very, very easy to get a straight cutting line with this tool. And I just came back, cleaned up that line with some metal shears. Cut these little strips off. Now we're straight. Cool. All right, before we do anything more, we need to make my bead rolling pattern. So this piece of tape here represents the overlap where I'm going to be drilling holes and welding it to that subfloor. It's a 2-inch piece, so I need about 1 inch. This is 3/4, you know, whatever. So now I want to jump in from here, inboard a little bit, and start my bead here-ish. So let me see if I can grab something to make this easier. All right, it's time to start busting out the art supplies. A little protractor here, compass rather. So I'm going to come in from the tape, probably just the same distance. 3/4 in, should be good. Now I can follow this spike right along the tape. All right, I don't know if you guys can see that pencil line there, but now you want to round your edges because you don't want a real sharp 90-degree angle, 45-degree angle bead roll. You want a nice smooth transition. So find a nice circle here that's going to work. All right, now we got our pattern. I'm going to double check these lines to make sure they're all straight. All right, once the template is made, got to cut it out. All right, once that's cut out, you just lay it right back on top. Magnets hold it down and just trace that out. All right. All right, that's going to be my bead roll. Follow this line. Then when that's all done, drill the holes, install it. All right, got my line laid out with the Sharpie. That's the line I'm going to follow with the dies. Before I start, because I've run into issues in the past where I wasn't thinking, figure out exactly where you're going to be going with this metal. I'm going to be going like this, turn it, like this, turn it, like this, turn it, like this, turn it, and finish it, okay? So I need to make sure I'm going through that motion to make sure I'm not going to be hitting anything on my workbench, make sure I'm not screwing up where I'm going to have to be going inbound where now it doesn't fit the throat of my bead roller. So this one's playing it pretty safe. I'm just going along this outside edge, so I got this can stay outside, and I just boom, boom, boom all the way around. So now, open this up, get it on my line. All right, and I'm gonna crank this guy down. And I don't have you can get a table that bolts to this basically that'll hold the sheet metal out like this. I don't have that. I should probably build one. So I'm gonna have to hold this out level while I'm bead rolling. All right, now I'm just gonna step on the pedal and follow my line. Is that deep enough? Let's crank it a little bit more. Turn my speed down. for this corner. Oh, too much. Turned it off. I'm just going over the part that I started because I decided to crank down the metal a little, the wheel a little bit harder for a deeper bead. I'm just going back over it a second time. All right. All right, that's the result. Just gonna clean off my Sharpie so you can't see how far off I went on my line. Not bad. Not bad at all. You are gonna get a little bit of distortion. See that? When you do this, because you're stretching the metal. But for a floor pan, it doesn't really matter because this is gonna be welded all the way around and it'll hold that down. So I'm not really too worried about the oil canning and stuff on a floor pan, because once this is all welded in place, it's going to be solid. All right, so now I got an idea of how to center up that panel. Keep it inside of that tape. All right. To hold this in place while I pattern out my rest of my stuff, I'm going to be using these Clecos. Clecos are temporary rivets used in the airline industry for holding panels together, and they're great. Tape out of here. So once this is all secured in place, like that's solid, I'll be able to stand on that. All right, one done. Now I'll make a pattern for this side here. All right. Some pattern paper. I got this at Target. I think it was like, I don't know, $4 for like a pack of 10 or something like that. All right, maybe for the purpose of this template, I'll pull these two Clecos out. All right. So a good method for making templates is just kind of like on white paper, just a dirty hand, and you kind of just rub it. All right, so now we're close. Not bad. Not bad at all. Looking so cool. All right, one more template for that side, and then I can go ahead and put that piece in. I'm getting excited, man. This thing's looking awesome. Let's go. All right. Look at that. Plenty strong. You can see my little mess up there where I started and stopped. A little whoop. But who cares? Anybody watch Make It Custom with Carl Fisher? He always says, not 100% perfect, but it's 100% good enough. And that's 100% good enough. Awesome. See how it fits. That's it for this episode. Got my floors done. Super stoked on the progress. Just this very simple step bead. Looking awesome. Can't wait to get this thing going. Up next, I can install a shifter. I can build a trans tunnel. I can do this back half, install a seat. Rocking and rolling on building this car. If you want to see all that and more, stay tuned. Thanks a lot for watching. We'll see you on the next one.